Brian Barboza has joined us in the studio at KZST. Brian's from the law offices of Brian Barboza here in Sonoma County. Good to have you with us.
Good morning, David.
Thanks for coming in. Brian, you've got years of experience here in Sonoma County dealing with bankruptcy issues, helping people, providing consultations. I know the rules have been changing as we've been going along, and it's sort of very fluid. What are the tips that you're providing to people now who might be facing a potential bankruptcy situation? When somebody comes in, what thoughts would you want them to know?
Well, first of all, it's important that they come in a timely manner. The longer they sit on their problems, the worse things tend to get. So my first word of advice is to get legal help as soon as possible, so you don't eliminate certain options. When I do sit down with someone, first of all, at our office, we're really concerned with our clients' well-being. We understand that financial debt can be very stressful, can cause interpersonal problems and personal relationship problems. So we understand the anxiety and stress that people are going through. So it's really important that they sit down with me. They bring with them a good understanding of what their income is, what their assets are, and what their debts are. So I can have a very candid discussion with those individuals, and I can advise them and assess their situation accordingly. Not only do we want to advise them, we want them to leave with an education as to what bankruptcy is, because bankruptcy is very confusing to most people. In fact, not many attorneys even understand bankruptcy because it is a really specialized field of law. The most important thing is to understand whether or not they qualify for bankruptcy, which will be predicated upon their income. Secondly, they want to know what debts are going to go away when they file bankruptcy and what debts will not go away when they file bankruptcy, because not all debts can be discharged in bankruptcy. So that's something we need to discuss, and that's why I need to know what their debts are.
Let's take a moment and define some of those. What are some of the debts that can go away? Can you give us an idea?
The common ones that I see all the time: credit card debts, medical bills, repossessions of vehicles, foreclosures where there's still a second mortgage that's now pursuing them for deficiency balances owed. In certain instances, some old taxes can be discharged, but that's a very technical area of bankruptcy law. And medical bills are generally the ones that crush people oftentimes too.
And we hear a lot about your phones ringing constantly with creditors, which can be extremely stressful.
Yes, and one of the things that my office will do, oftentimes when that is a concern for my client, is we'll send out a cease and desist letter, and we'll contact our client's creditors and let them know they're now represented by legal counsel, and they need to cease and desist any communication with my client. They either talk to me or they don't talk to anyone at all.
And that is the law. They have to do that, right?
Upon receiving my letter, that's correct. And in addition, when they actually file their bankruptcy, an injunction goes into place, and once they know about the bankruptcy, creditors have to stop contacting the debtors as well.
Okay, so what I heard from the beginning again was the importance that people have all the records together in a file before they come in and they contact you, so that you can go to work for them pretty quickly.
Yeah, I don't want to waste my client's time, and if they come in without an understanding what their debts are or what it is they own or what their income is, it's going to be tough to assess their situation. So that is something that we do ask that people come in with.
Excellent information. And what will they find on your website?
They will find a huge amount of information regarding bankruptcy, regarding their rights, regarding the kind of relief that they can have. In addition, the different types of bankruptcies that are out there that might offer different forms of relief to the individual, such as a Chapter 13, whereas in that particular type of bankruptcy, we may be able to get rid of their second mortgage altogether. In addition, we may be able to take a car loan and reduce the amount owed to the actual value of the vehicle. So there are more tools in our toolbox if we can discuss the various chapters of bankruptcy together.
And the best number to reach you at?
At area code 707-527-8553.
Brian Barboza from the law offices of Brian Barboza here in Sonoma County. Thanks for coming into KZST and helping us understand this process.
Well, thanks for having me.